focus to the other big controversy which is now brewing between the BJP and the Congress party. Well, India is observing the Vibhajan Vibhishika Smriti Divas for the first time, which is the partition horrors of partition Divas, after Prime Minister declared 14th August to be observed as a day to remember the horrors of partition during his last year's Independence Day speech. Prime Minister paid homage to the people who lost their lives during the communal riots during this partition in 1947. BJP has tweeted a video remembering these horrors of partition and also took pot shots at the Congress, saying that those who had no knowledge of India's cultural heritage drew the border between people living together for centuries in just 3 weeks. On the other hand, the Congress retaliated, hit out at the BJP and the Karnataka Chief Minister for excluding Nehru from the list of freedom fighters in today's newspaper ads in Karnataka. In fact, there's more updates on this. The Congress leader Jairam Ramesh has hit out at the BJP and said that the BJP needs to be told some truths about the partition, and he actually has put out that letter which was written by the former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Arun Dhanda is now joining us on the phone line. Arun, since morning, at least on the social media space, when it comes to way of sound bites, BJP versus Congress, and this is just a day before India's 75th Independence Day. Clearly, nationalism, Tiranga, all of that has now become a kind of a slugfest between these two main parties. Okay, I'm going to try and get back to Arun. So, we've been seeing how the whole idea of Har Ghar Tiranga has also been mired in controversy, where the Congress party has been taking pot shots at the BJP by saying that those who have not been a part of the freedom movement of India will use Independence Day to do political drama, to use the words of the Congress party. But just less than 24 hours left to go for the Prime Minister's speech from the Lal Killa tomorrow morning, we already have both the BJP and the Congress engaged in a political slugfest, and this is because the Prime Minister has announced 14th of August, which is today, as the Partition Horrors Day. The allegation against the Congress party is that they were in power at that point of time and they did not even understand the principles, the ethos of culture of the people who were living in one India. And because of the way partition was done, according to the BJP, people who were culturally, symbolically one were actually divided. So this the Congress party has been reacting to since morning. In fact, Jairam Ramesh has been putting out letters to show that how the entire process was done and how the concerns of the people have been addressed. Not just this, the fact that there were ads which came out in Karnataka, released by the state government, which missed out on Jawaharlal Nehru, has also been used by the Congress party to hit out at the BJP for saying that this is a deliberate attempt to humiliate and malign one of the key leaders who were involved in India's freedom struggle. That's the latest update that we are getting, and because of this, there is a complete potshot which is taking place between the BJP and the Congress party. Very clearly, this has now become a political electoral slogan between the two parties, especially as we run up to the 2024 Lok Sabha elections and important state elections as well. My colleague Nikhil is also now joining us on the phone line. Nikhil, what I was essentially asking a short while back is nationalism, Tiranga, Independence Day, and now a Partition Horrors Day. It's clearly now become a kind of a tool between two political parties, which is the BJP and the Congress.
Well, clearly, and this is very much unfortunate because this is happening on the eve of the Independence Day. On one side, the BJP is saying that we are going to celebrate the Har Ghar Tiranga event from 13th to 15th of August. But on 14th of August, that means on today, for the very first time, we are seeing that even this has been put out by not just Bharatiya Janata Party Twitter handle, but even PM tweeted out that today they are going to observe the Vibhishika Divas, Vibhajan Vibhishika Divas, where the leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, they have been directed by the top-notch leaders that they have to observe, they have to carry out the Padayatras, and they have to also carry out the procession. And in the series of the same today, if we talk about in the National Capital Delhi, at about 5:30 or 6 p.m., we are expecting JP Nadda, who is the president of BJP party, along with Delhi BJP chief Adesh Gupta, they are going to carry out a silent protest march from Jantar Mantar towards A block Inner Circle, Connaught Place Market. The distance between the two is just 1 or 2 kilometers away. And during this procession, they are going to remember the horrific events which turned out back in the year 1947, that how the people had to go through all the sufferings and all. And in fact, the Bharatiya Janata Party has been clearly putting out tweets saying that those people who were responsible and the responsibility were on their shoulders to fight, to struggle against the powers who were actually responsible for the dividing the nation, they did not do so. They were clearly directly hitting out at the Congress party, and tweet in the same has been mentioned by the head of communication from the Congress party as well, Jairam Ramesh. He has been putting out tweet. He has been directly taking pot shots on the Bharatiya Janata Party, saying that this is the event where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is taking the political advantage. So the pot shots is being exchanged between the two parties, and this is happening very much unfortunately just before and just on the day of the Independence Eve. Both the parties are saying that they are responsible for the partition. But along with the same, the leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, they are in the different corners. They are going to observe the horrific events which broke out in the year 1947. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nikhil, for getting us those details. We've got some more news which is coming.